there, hi, how you doing? It's Jim. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. Now, today is pretty much the last day of October. It's the 29th, so technically there is another day to come. But this is the last day of October that I'll be making a video for the channel. And I've been thinking for a little while what I might do on the last sort of working day of each month is to do a debrief, like a report on how the channel's been doing, what we've been listening to, what's been going on, and try and mix it in a little bit with also doing a vinyl haul. So have a once a month sort of like a summary of everything that's been going on. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to start off by going through exactly what it is that we listened to for the entire month. There's been a lot of stuff. And if you've not been sort of paying attention or sort of following everything, you might have missed some stuff that's been going on. So we're going to start off right at the very beginning of the month. We listened to The Deer Hunter, Act 1. And that was a request by Andrew Clark, who approached me through Buy Me a Coffee and suggested that this would be a fantastic thing to listen to. And oh boy, was it. Now, very sadly, unfortunately, it is of such rarity and of collectability and value that it is nigh on impossible to have a physical copy of that record or even CD. So I had a digital download from Bandcamp and it worked very well. So that's what we listened to. So that was the start of the month. Now, the next thing that we listened to was a request by Walt, and it was Strange Days by The Doors. It's one of those bands that everybody knows some of their music, but I don't think everybody knows all of their music. And that's certainly the case for me. So this is a really, really good, fun listen. Lots of songs that I knew. Strange Days, People Are Strange, and I think there's one or two others on there, certainly that I recognised when it started. But I didn't know the album at all. So that was a really, really cool, fun listen. Next up was this little beauty. This is Cunning Stunts by Caravan. This is my choice. I've been slowly over the last 2 or 3 years listening to, obviously, well, 5 years listening to loads and loads of new music. And one of the bands we discovered back 18 months, 2 years ago was Caravan with Waterloo Lily and then In the Land of Grey and Pink. So I obviously managed to get hold of some other records as well, but not listened to them. So this is the next one I've listened to. This is Cunning Stunts, which came out in 1975. And I enjoyed this very much. It was much more of a pop sounding sort of record, but still incredibly well done. I know it's a lot of people, it's not their favourite thing ever, and that's fine, but I liked it. Next up, we had Emerson, Lake and Palmer with the record Pictures at an Exhibition. It's a live record, which I hadn't actually appreciated when I got this, but this was a request from, actually it was a membership choice. So Evan Gardner is make sure I got that right, yeah. So Evan Gardner is a member of the channel and he wanted to listen to this. So of course we did. This is Emerson, Lake and Palmer's version of Pictures at an Exhibition, which is originally by Mussorgsky. And it was a fine listen. Loved it. Right. What else did we listen to? After that, this was another download because, again, it's not available. The band No Spoon, and their album's called Opus. It came out of nowhere and took a lot of people's world by storm, as it were. Been held up by a lot of people as potentially being the album of the year, and I agree with that. It is just incredible. Very, very sort of prog metal, Haken-like, Dream Theater-like, but their own thing, and it's impeccably recorded. Absolutely fantastic record. If that sort of floats your boat and you've not seen it, go and check that video out because it's absolutely fantastic. I think they're going to be huge. Next up, a new release. This is my choice. This is Baroness with the album Stone. This came out about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's fan-bloody-tastic. It's the next album along in the series. Obviously, up till this point, well, not obviously if you don't know, but up to this point, all their albums have been named as colours. So you've had blue and red, and you've had grey and golden grey, and so on and so forth. But this is the first one, which is not actually a colour. This is called Stone. So the jury is out. Is stone a colour? It kind of could be if you're sort of buying a painted tin. A tin of paint. The description could be stone, but I think actually they're now moving into physical things, elements possibly. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful record. Well worth investigating. After that, we listened to a lost classic, apparently. I have never heard of this before. This was sent to me by Bill Knoll in the post. It's an album called The Art of Navigating by the Stars by Sieges 7. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's gone down really, really well. A lot of people like this. A lot of people have forgotten it. A lot of people are, oh my goodness, what a record. I haven't heard that for years. And it deserves your attention. It's absolutely fantastic. Very, 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 very cool. A German band released this. I can't remember when this came out. I think whatever date is on here is going to be for the reissue. Yes, it's a 2023 reissue. 2005. Originally released on Inside Out, probably on CD, but this is the first time it's been on vinyl, and it's no longer on Inside Out, but it is still. What's the label called now? Golden Core Records. Great, really, really cool. Next up, we had an album which was my choice. It was Iron Maiden, their debut Iron Maiden. We listened to this last week, and this is the start of a series I'm going to be doing, where I'm going to be just listening to all the Iron Maiden albums in order, and probably a few singles as well as we go along. Just my favourite band of all time, and you've got to start somewhere, so start at the beginning, which is what we did with this. Right, we also had this week a couple more albums. Certainly the start of one. This is a band called DHD, or Dodheimsgard, an album called A Umbra Omega. This is a member's choice by Chaosology, and we've so far listened to half the album. It's it's quite intense. I sort of need to sort of space it out a bit, but it's fantastic. If you like that sort of thing, it's very interesting. It's black metal, very progressive black metal. It's an acquired taste, and I'm with it, but I just need to space things out a bit because it's a bit intense. And then finally, the final album we've listened to this month was literally just in the last couple of days. This is 13th Star, the 2003 remix of Fish's album. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful, beautiful record CD. That was a request by James Wilson through the Buy Me a Coffee website, and it's absolutely just amazing record. I don't know how much of it, as I've said on the video, I don't know how much of it is down to the remix or how much of it is down to the original recording, but my God, it sounds good. It really does. What else we listened to this month? Well, we've also had a playthrough of the new single from the Flower Kings called Mother Earth. That was pretty cool. That was probably about 3 weeks ago. Listened to a mixtape from Rudy of Aryan Universe. This is just 2 weeks ago, before Rudy and various others of you went to Tilburg to see the new Aryan show going on there as a to whet your appetite, as it were. But that was pretty cool. Also listen to, again, a request from Rudy. This is a single song, Black Country New Road, a song called Turbines Pigs. It kind of, for me, it didn't quite connect, but I think I'm in the minority there, because a lot of people say, oh, this is pretty cool, yeah, I like this. And other people suggesting other things. But, you know, this is part of the joy of music, isn't it? It's very personal, what we like and what we don't like, and how it's sort of has a connection, an emotional connection with you. This one sort of kind of was a bit of a miss for me. I mean, I appreciate it and I can see what they're doing, but it just didn't really do it for me. We also had two other things happening on the channel as well. We had a record collection run through of M, a bit of M for Marillion. So the collection has gone from 0 to quite a lot of Marillion in a few years, and that was a good, that was a fun video to go through. There's a lot of views of that, and a lot of people very much enjoyed that, and a lot of people saying, we've got to listen to it, oh, you got this, oh, you got to play that one on the channel. So I probably will. I'll probably play it all on the channel at some point, but you know, it takes a while. And then, of course, I had the absolute joy and pleasure, privilege, and anything else you can think of to do an interview with an all-time musical legend, Tony Rabin, just 2-3 days ago. How incredible was that? I mean, my goodness, what an amazing opportunity. And if I ever had a chance to do that again, I would in a heartbeat. It was just so cool. Really interesting to talk to him. Such a down-to-earth guy. And it felt a really... I was obviously quite nervous beforehand, but actually doing it, it just felt like, yeah, it's just a chat, you know. I was talking to someone you might meet in a pub and have a chat to, and it's really cool. So that was a very, very, very cool moment for me. Right, so as far as videos are concerned, that's as much as we've done. But we now need to have a little run through what we've managed to get in, what albums have come in this month, or what CDs and videos and records. So I'm going to start off with this. This is Spock's Beard. Their album, Beware of Darkness. And this is in response to an album request from Sidecar Dog. So this will be coming up soon. I also have, I'll get these in order. I have Mastodon, Crack the Sky. Mastodon, Blood Mountain, and Mastodon, Live at the Aragon. This is a CD and DVD. These are mine, these are for me. There's no reason to have got them for the channel, the things I want. Similarly, with these are all things just for my own personal listening pleasure. We may have a moment where we listen to some of these as well, but this is Tchaikovsky, the 1812 Overture. This is Vaughan Williams, Symphonia Antarctica. This is Holst with the Planets. There's Dvorak, New World Symphony. Sanson, Organ Concerto. We've actually featured that on the channel before, but that was a download rather than a physical thing. And then, of course, this is John Williams, a selection of his music from film. So I don't really listen to classical music on the channel. I think I have maybe once, which was a Sanson a long time ago. But I need room in my life for classical music. And you probably do too, because it brings a very different vibe. I don't know if vibe is the right word, but it takes you to a different place than contemporary music can do. And it is a part of my life. And I think sometimes we need to have more of it. Right, we now have some records. These are the records that have come into Newstead Towers this month. First of all, this is from my good friend Benji in Scotland. It's a Credo. It's a 12-inch single from Fish. A little box set, a limited edition box set. But it's a box set only because it contains 2 items. One of them, of course, is the 12-inch single itself. And the second item is a gigantic, huge, enormous, fold-out, like 8-foot poster. I'm not going to get it out because it's huge, but it's a huge, huge poster, and that's part of the box set. So, Benji, thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much indeed. Very much appreciate that. Now, this is, if you've followed me on Instagram or on Twitter, you've probably seen this already. This is the Deer Hunter Act 2. This was donated to me. This was bequeathed me for the good of the channel. It's anonymous, so I'm going to respect that. But thank you very, very much. This is just incredible. And absolutely, we're going to be listening to this soon. This is brand new into Newstead Towers. Not even opened it yet. This literally has just arrived in the last day or so. This is the brand new record from Tesseract, War of Being. Tris, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Right. Barry, you said you didn't think I'd be able to get hold of this. You want Asia by Steely Dan? We'll have Asia by Steely Dan. I managed to get this. It wasn't expensive. I managed to get this on eBay, and I've spot tested it. It sounds great. There's no issue at all. So that's going to be a fantastic playthrough. Next up, as a request, well, not a request, this is a recommendation from Scott Lade from the Pod Corner. So we did a chat, sort of podcasty video thing about 4 or 5 weeks ago, just I think at the end of August, and we talked about, at that time, recommendations, or he recommended an artist to me that I'd never heard of before, JPL. So the series of records he suggested was called Sapiens, which is what I got. So I got Sapiens 1, Sapiens 2, and Sapiens 3. So I've listened a little bit to the first record. It is very, 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 very cool. I'm certainly going to be listening to this on the channel because I suspect as a lot of you will not know it at all. This is Blackfield. This is the album's called For the Music. I don't know this. This is an area of Stephen Wilson's output that I'm very, very unfamiliar with, or completely unfamiliar with. So this is Stephen Wilson and a guy called Aviv Geffen. They've produced 6 albums, of which this is one. This is the first one I've ever had. So I'm going to experience that at some point. Weather report, just because. And then finally, when I was buying that Steely Dan Asia record, I was looking on the guys, what else he got on for sale. He had this, and this is Bruford, as in Mr. Bruford, the drummer. Gradually Going Tornado. I have never heard of it. I don't know anything about it at all. Well, Bill Bruford, once he left Yes, he went on to do stuff with King Crimson, but he also had a solo career, which he still does now. So this came out in 1980, 1979 copyright, but published in 1980. And it's Bill Bruford on drums, Dave Stewart, I'm guessing that Dave Stewart from the Canterbury scene, Jeff Berlin, and the unknown John Clark, whoever that is. I don't know Jeff Berlin, probably should, and I don't know John Clark. Do I know John Clark? Do I know that name? I don't know. Anyway, so that's another record. So that, my friends, is that. That is a whistle-stop tour of all that has happened in September, apart from 2 days ago, I went to London and I went to see Stephen Wilson, the playthrough of the Harmony Codex. This is Wednesday night at the Earth Theatre in Dalston, just near Hackney. And it was a immersive listening in a very large theatre. So it's about 500-600 people, maybe 700. I don't know. It was a lot of people there. It was not the same experience as when I listened to it in August. There was a lot more people. The position I was at was probably not ideal. I got there quite late. So I went with my brother. We ended up right on the back wall, next to the toilets. So we had the light flooding out from where the toilets were. The sound was probably bouncing off the walls quite a lot. There was noise from people, people dropping things, picking things up, coughing, sneezing, general gasp, people clapping when they thought the album had finished and it hadn't. And the sound itself, I think it's a very lively venue for sound, as in there's a lot of reflections off the walls. I think it could do with a great deal of sound treatment. It's just maybe not the ideal environment to hear it. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't the best. And I would very much, I'm desperately waiting for my copy to arrive. I'm very much looking forward to listening to it in stereo, see how that is. And then also see what we can do to have some sort of surround thing going on. I've never really set that up, so we'll see if that works. But that was the other thing that happened this month. It's been all go. It's been a busy old month in Newstead Towers. Oh, and of course, we have rebranded the channel. Me, this makes it sound like there's a team of people. It's me, it's just me. So yeah, it's still Jim Newstead, but I've now put on the second part of the title, Jim Newstead - Adventures in Music. Because if you just come across the channel and you see it flash up on the screen and you don't know who it is, what it is, you're not going to click on that, are you? What, Jim? Nah, forget that. Adventures in Music. Ooh, that sounds exciting. I'll go there. Maybe. Anyway, there we go, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you all on the next video, whenever and whatever that is. And until then, this is Jim, over and out.